This is the new Maserati GranTurismo Folgore, a word that means lightning in Italian, and one that I'm no doubt going to mispronounce numerous times in this video. Lightning obviously references the fact that this car is electric. What should that be? If that's not your bag though, you can get a twin-turbo 3-litre V6 version of the GranTurismo with 550 horsepower. Don't worry though, because this electric version has more power, and we'll find out exactly what that means in terms of performance in a bit. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of this car and name a competitor that you may rather have. Anyway, I'm Matt Watson and you're watching CarWow. The GranTurismo Folgore has an 83 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which is supposedly good for a 280 mile range. It can charge at 270 kilowatts because it's got an 800 volt system. Also, it's got 3 electric motors. Each of them has 340 horsepower, and there's 2 on the rear axle and 1 on the front axle. Combined, you only get 761 horsepower because it has to kind of curtail the total power because of the performance of the battery, but you still have a whopping 1,350 newton meters of torque. So let's find out what that means in terms of outright performance. Before I launch the car, I've had to pull off the road, okay, because I need to read something. So I'm reading the Maserati press release on this car, and it says in Corsa mode you can get additional features, and you want to go for max boost because it maximizes acceleration performance. So press this button here. Then max boost unavailable, battery temperature too low, even though it says I'm in the optimal range. Now for launch control, it says in sport or Corsa modes, the driver has the option to enable launch control by pushing the minus paddle and following the procedure indicated on the digital dashboard. No. Maybe if I go into drive. No. Good press release as well.
A few moments later.
So we had a call from the Maserati PR, apparently pull up on both paddles, but I found out that's not the case. You just pull up on the one paddle, full brake, so it's just on the up paddle. There we go, launch control, we're on. 3.08. So it's not push on the negative paddle, it's pull up on the positive paddle. Still not 2.7, one more go. Don't spin. That's better traction. 2.9. I'm not doing it again, that's close enough. So it doesn't make me feel sick, to tell you the truth. Now I'm going to do a brake test from 60 miles an hour. We're looking for around 35 to 37 meters. Oh, 35 meters. That's good. While this is an all-new car, it looks very similar to the original Maserati GranTurismo, which they launched back in 2006. Only it appears they've copied the headlights for Ford Puma. I'm only joking. I think this is a good-looking car. I like the contours in the bonnet, the big grille, bold Maserati badge as well. Moving down the side, we've got big alloy wheels, 20s at the front, 21s at the rear. Classic Maserati side vents there, though of course they're just fake. You got flush door handles which open just by pulling on a switch underneath there. I like the shape of the car, 2+2 coupe with its pert rear end. Very attractive bottom actually. I like it, and no fakery going on here at the rear at all. I think this is a smart looking car. I wouldn't mind having this on my driveway. The interior of this Maserati is pretty cool. I like the design. There's high-leaning buttons here, which looks quite cool. I mean, yes, you do have to operate everything through this touchscreen, but thankfully the climate controls are on this separate panel down here, so they're quite easy to access. On the steering wheel, you've got lots of functionality as well, and they're physical buttons as well, and you've got like your stop-start there, your drive mode there, so they're easy to get to. You've got some extra little buttons behind the steering wheel to operate the stereo. The infotainment system itself is okay. I mean, basically what you can do is hook up your phone and run Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and on the digital dials you've got quite a lot of functionality and information, which is very, very useful. In terms of storage, it's okay for a sports car. So the door bins, they're not the best, but you can fit drinks in there. Got some storage under here with a 12 volt charger, USB and USB-C, a wireless charging pad as well. I wish the cup holders were covered, but they're not, and you have this removable thing to put bigger cups of coffee in there, I imagine. Then under here you've got some extra storage and another wireless charging pad. The glove box, which is open by pressing that. nicely damped. That looks expensive, doesn't it? It's okay in terms of the size. Other things you need to know, the driving position is brilliant. The seats are lovely and comfortable, and there's plenty of adjustment in the steering wheel as well. All very, very good so far. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah, good. We've got decent mirrors with nice little bit of illumination as well. Whew, I'm liking this. Oh, I like the fact that you just press a button to open the door, but there is a manual release switch hidden under there, so it's easier to get to but not obtrusive. So far so good. Before we go any further, we need to talk about the price. You see, the Maserati GranTurismo Folgore starts from £180,000. And that's a bad thing, because Maseratis are known to depreciate quite badly, and electric cars are also known to depreciate quite badly. So what you could have there is a financial perfect storm. Would I have this then over the V6 petrol with my own money, buying it? No way. In fact, I'll probably just have a Porsche 911 of some sort. However, don't write this car off. You see, if I was a company director and I wanted to treat myself, I would have this as a company car. See, if you have it as a company car, what you would pay as a director in terms of benefit in kind tax would be just £1,800 a year for that. You could drive around in a Maserati for £1,800. Now, it's not that simple, because obviously your company has to buy the car and it will lose big time when it sells it on due to the depreciation. But if you're a company director and you want an EV, get one of these. I'd have it over a Porsche Taycan Turbo GT and pretty much any other EV. The question is though, does the car feel suitably expensive on the inside to match the price and make you feel like a very special high-performing director? Well, let's have a look. So this part of the seat is leather, the light colour, whereas this is a recycled material, but it feels nice. It's leather on the steering wheel, that feels expensive. This is lovely. I like the damped effect of the stalks, they feel expensive. It all feels quite solid. This is really nice and padded and squidgy, so it's comfortable. That's metal on metal, yes. Let's have a look at this. Hopefully this doesn't just flop down. No, that is all good. And is this solid? Yeah, it's all fairly solid. I'm liking this. It does feel expensive. If you'd like to get yourself a Maserati, you're probably going to have to sell your current car, and you can do that through carwow. It's dead easy, right? Just upload some photos of your car, give a description, and dealers all across the country will bid on it. To do that now, just click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen, or scan the QR code on screen now. There's also a link in the description below. Sell your car through carwow. It's dead easy. Let's see if Jack can fit in comfortably behind the wheel. Are you all right?
Yeah. Pretty comfy.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
6'3", okay. So move it forward a bit for someone who's my height. Stop. So, okay, knee room's just about doable for me. Headspace, if I lean back, I've got a little bit. I wouldn't want to go too far. I think for similar money, you could have something like Mercedes AMG EQS. If you want to see my full in-depth video review of that car, click on the pop-out button up there, or scan the QR code on screen now. But other than that, it's nice back here. And let's have a look. Look. Oh dear, is that supposed to happen? Yes, I think it is. That's through loading. They just haven't fit a hinge to it. Look, they've just got some other solution, shall we say. 2 cup holders there, and a USB, old school and new style USB. Who's going to be using the old one? Better than a Porsche 911, that's for sure. If you're changing your car, then you've got to check out carwow, because there's nothing quite like knowing that you're getting a great price, both when selling your old car and finding a new one. Carwow makes all the stuff that's hard work about car changing, like the haggling, the no-shows, and the nasty surprises, a thing of the past, life-changing. Now, if you want to go to carwow right now, I'll put a link in the description of this video and the pinned comment. Alternatively, you can click on the pop-out banner appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen now, or scan the QR code on screen using your mobile phone to go directly there. Car change, carwow. Boot capacity isn't this car's strong point. We've got a few things in here, and it's getting close to full. It's not ideal. At least there isn't much of a load lip to lift things over. Part of that is because we've got some batteries underneath there. You see, the V6 version of this has a boot capacity of 310 litres, which is less than a Volkswagen Polo, but this electric version only has 270 litres of boot space. And that brings on to 5 annoying things about this car. This electric version of the Maserati GT weighs in at a colossal 2.25 tonnes, which is 450 kilograms heavier than the V6 version. And unlike with that car, where you can open the bonnet and look at that engine, you can't open the bonnet on this EV, which is silly, because surely they should have been able to make some useful luggage space under there, but no. Then there's this thing. If you need to top up the windscreen washer fluid, you have to undo this bung here and then get the water in there. Oh, look. Yeah, that's not ideal, is it? These paddle shifters here feel lovely, and it makes total sense for them to be this big on the internal combustion engine car, because obviously if you're steering well you might need to grab a gear and you've got plenty to aim for. However, they're pointless on this EV. They actually just are used for controlling the amount of regen, so you can go into coast mode by pulling up on that one, and you can increase the regen braking by pulling down on that one, though there's no actual one pedal drive, which is annoying in itself. But not as annoying as the fact that you have to reach round the huge paddle to get to either the windscreen wipers, or more annoying still, the indicators. In fact, there's no point in having these paddles at all. You could just do regen with a couple of small buttons, maybe behind the steering wheel. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a slight clicking. I don't know whether it's the rear window. Because the car's so quiet, you notice these things, and that's a bit annoying. It's something that costs almost £200,000. It's like someone just tapping. The indicator noise is like the ticking of a grandfather clock, only one that's speeded up. Have a listen. Now that could be a bit disconcerting for the kind of people who are going to buy this car, because they're going to be of a certain age, and the last thing you want to hear is a clock ticking quickly, if you know what I mean. However, while I didn't like that at first, I've actually grown to like it, and sort of comforting. In fact, all the noises in this car, even the warning sounds, are quite pleasant. For instance, the seatbelt warning noise is this. And then even the reversing sensor noise is quite nice. So yeah, I just walked to the back of the car. It's alright, isn't it? You can tell that this infotainment system is set up for left-hand drive vehicles, because all the menu buttons are over this side rather than more handily here. So you need to like really reach like that to press them. Another thing I've noticed is that when you're touching this top screen, you sometimes just accidentally touch the bottom screen with the heel of your hand and then change all your blooming climate control settings, which is annoying. And I've already mentioned the fact that sometimes the screen can just not respond to when you press it. It's not all negative though. Here's 5 good things about this car. The standard stereo has 14 speakers and 860 watts. Oh, and by the way, it's Italian, just like the car. There's so much car-related information on the infotainment system, so you can check out what's going on with like your battery, your driving history, your charging level, and all that stuff. Then you've got performance data, such as like you can see how much power is being produced by each of the 3 motors. You can see the torque flow. You can time various drag race parameters. Oh, I like that one. And then there's accessory gauges such as this, and there's all your drive mode. So as you change drive mode, just twiddle this knob. Sorry Lewis, I'm not twiddling your knob. There you go. You get more information in there as well. There's your controls for various things. Lots of information. I like all that. The battery pack is arranged in a T shape, so you've got batteries all underneath this central tunnel and another spine across the back seats. That helps with the weight distribution, because it allows people to sit low in the car for a low centre of gravity, but also with the weight behind the seats, that gives it a bit of a mid-engine vibe to help the car feel a bit more dynamic when you're driving it. You've got an easy access suspension setting button here. So as standard, the car gets air suspension with 3 different levels of stiffness. So there's normal, hard, and harder still, and depending on what mode you're in, you can have 2 different settings. So in GT mode you can have soft or hard, in sport mode you can have soft or hard, and in Corsa mode, the racing mode, you can have hard or harder. The top speed of the Maserati GT Folgore is 202 miles an hour. That's 3 miles an hour faster than the V6 petrol version. It's also 2 miles an hour faster than a Tesla Model S Plaid can do, though it is 3 miles an hour slower than a Lucid Air Sapphire, as that can do 205 miles an hour. But who cares, it's in the 200 mile an hour club. One of the main reasons why you might buy a car such as this is that a Maserati should stand out in a world of same old BMWs, Audis, Mercedes and Porsches. Let's see if anyone looks at this car. I'm in a Maserati. Is there anyone about to even look at it? Hello? I don't think this colour helps. Should probably be in some like bright colour. A red. Here we go, look. I wonder if these ladies will like it. Look, Maserati, look, dude in the Maserati. Middle-aged dude in the Maserati. No wonder they're not looking. It's quite easy to drive around town, smooth. Apart from the brakes occasionally, it can feel a bit grabby when you first press them. But other than that, fine. Visibility is good, really good forward actually. Really good out the back window. It's just that this pillar is quite a blind spot. I've found when I've been turning a corner, like looking around it like that. Another thing that's not so good, turning circle. 12.4 metres, which is quite a lot. Worse than many of its competitors. Look, can I even make this round? I'm not going to make this round, I'm not. This is just like, And I don't have surround view camera, so I've only got rear camera. Yeah, I have parking sensors, but not surround view. Why haven't I got surround view? Oh, let's get out of here. Sorry. Now they're looking at my Maserati, aren't they? Maserati yet? No, he was just like, what's that idiot doing? In terms of comfort levels, the steering's light enough when you're manoeuvring around town. And the suspension, it's fine. It can occasionally feel a bit jolty when you hit a sudden bump, but overall, it's not bad. Right, I'm going to drive about a little bit more, see if I can find some people. Look at my Maserati. It's Maserati, no. Oh, she's got a cough. Anyone down here to look at my Maserati? Look! I spent 200 grand on a Maserati for people to look at it, and there's no one about to look at my Maserati. Maybe I'm just going to have to speak to people. Maserati! There's a Maserati over here. Hello? Maserati! 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 Maserati? Maserati, yeah? Oh, finally. Maserati over here. Maserati! Maserati! Literally no one cared. Now I just want to check out the pickup from 40 miles an hour to 70. Cruising at 40. Suddenly want to overtake. In 3, 2, 1, go. Well, that'll do the job, won't it? Hell yeah. And then when you're cruising at 70, yeah, it's quiet. Just a bit of wind noise, but not much. Oh, and it's comfy as well. Seats, I really like the seats in this. The only thing to worry about is your range. So averaging 2.0 miles per kilowatt hour is not great. And based on the size of the battery, the real world range on that is about 175 miles, which is down on the 200 and something miles that Maserati claimed. So this is what percentage of the claimed range I'm actually getting. Now, if you want an electric car with plenty of performance with better range, click on the pop-out banner up there, or follow the link in the description, or scan the QR code to watch my review of the Tesla Model S Plaid. If I'm being brutally honest with you, I wasn't expecting this car to be that good to drive. You know, Maserati is a small company, so when developing an electric car, they may be struggling for funds, but actually, I'm mightily impressed. Whoa! Not least because the traction you get out of the turns from 2 motors on your rear axle with torque vectoring is just so good. What's less good maybe is the suspension, so I have it in its softest setting. And this section of road is a bit bumpy and it can be a touch fidgety. It doesn't like soak up all the bumps quite as much as I'd like, but it's not terrible, it's okay. And this is a heavy car, so it's dealing with a lot of mass, so they do have to have quite firm suspension in it to stop it leaning in the bends. It doesn't lean in the bends, it remains nice and flat. Speaking of which, the steering is super accurate. It's not overly fast like some modern cars, it's just right. The car goes exactly where you expect it to when you want it to. The only thing it's missing is there's not much feeling or feedback, but then that's just the way it is with electric power steering systems. Another thing about this car I really like, the noise. So many electric cars do fake noises, this one does as well, but it's soft, solid, it's the right noise. I don't think any other manufacturer has nailed electric car noise as well as Maserati. Well done. I like this. It's actually good fun. Now, electric cars aren't good fun. They're not. This is. What they seem to be good at is just, boom, instant acceleration, whereas this one, it's really odd. It's more like an internal combustion engine car in the way the power seems to build. I can't believe what Maserati have done with this. Maybe I just had such low expectations, that's why I'm so pleased, but does it handle better than a Porsche Taycan? I don't know. Now, if you want to see my full in-depth video review of the Porsche Taycan, click on the pop-out banner appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen or scan the QR code on screen. Maybe it's not as good as the Taycan, maybe, but I am actually enjoying it. I think I'd enjoy the V6 petrol more, you know, as like a driver's car, but for an EV, can't really think of any others I'd rather drive than this. Well done, Maserati. Well done. The brakes feel good as well. Once you pass the first bit of regen, they've got plenty of stopping power and the feel is actually quite good, so you can control the rate of deceleration quite well on the braking, which is important in a sports car. Another thing that's good about this car is that while it is four-wheel drive, because you've got 2 motors on the rear, it feels mainly rear-wheel drive, but you do have the added benefit of getting some traction off the front end as well. So this car's got lane keeping assist. I just want to see how good it is. Can it take this corner? Come on, come on. Yeah. It's actually fairly decent. Oh, it's getting cross because I'm not touching the wheel enough. Right, let's see if it'll bring me to a standstill. Oh, it doesn't know what to do here, does it? It's like, what? No, I'm confused. I'm in the middle of the lane. It slowed me down appropriately. Wasn't holding the wheel tight enough again. Anyway, you can use it in stop-start traffic, and it seems generally pretty good at hooking you up to the lane. So then, what's my final verdict on the Maserati GranTurismo Folgore? Should you avoid it, consider it, shortlist it, or just go right ahead and buy it? Well, if you're buying with your own money and you're after a sports car, you should avoid it, right? Just get a sports car with an internal combustion engine. However, if you're getting it as a company car, do you know what? If you need a bit more space, you should probably get a Porsche Taycan Turbo. However, if you don't, I just go right ahead and buy that as a company car. That's what I would have. Never thought I'd say that about Maserati, but yes, I would very much like that car, only through a company lease scheme.